Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
Do you know who Josh Seiter is?
I don't know him by name, but I saw his videos.
I pulled up his Wikipedia page because I don't know much about him either. I know he was a contestant of The Bachelorette. That's about it. I never watched that show, so don't say I did. But he's also an internet personality, and he's a mental health spokesperson, but he's also gotten himself into drama, like faking his own death. Well, I figured we could kind of go through some of his popular videos on Instagram and get to know a little bit about Josh Seiter.
Hey everyone! So as you know, I'm a feminist, and I think part of being a feminist is being inclusive and accepting other women who may look different.
I wonder why he didn't win. You mean a woman didn't want that?
This is what third wave feminists look like. Men.
But you thought you were going to win The Bachelorette like that?
Well, he didn't look like that before.
Some men are single for a reason.
He's got mental health issues. Anyway.
I don't think my point's made void with that.
And so that's why I think we need to start normalizing women who don't have uteruses and women that have facial and body hair and women who may have different anatomy than the rest of us. And I think if we do that, we'll be a lot more beautiful and diverse of a people, and we'll just have a better world for it. So that's my message today. Bye, everyone.
Why do we have words to describe things anymore? What is a woman?
Make the world more beautiful.
A woman is whatever you want it to be, like a box.
This microphone's a woman, did you know that?
Or a bottle of water.
My glasses are women. That's why they sit on my face.
Hi-yo.
Dad joke, sorry. We should just have women with testicles. I don't know why it's such a big deal. I mean, testicles are like notoriously womanly, you know. They don't have boobs, they have testicles. Again, I will say that you are not feeling like a woman when you're acting like this. You are acting out what you think it is to be a woman, which is inherently misogynistic and very much not what feminists fought for.
Which wave of feminism?
Like second or first?
First was for the vote. I believe second was burning bras, and then this is the third. So you mean burning bras and where's the second?
Hey everyone! So I just got done dropping my friend off at her house, and we had gotten into it. We were having a conversation about all the issues that women face in this world, and she made a little comment that trans women don't have the full female experience. And I went off on her, and I told her she was wrong, and I explained why, forcefully, and her boyfriend came in from the other room when he heard our voices being raised, and he starts going off on me, and starts lecturing me about what it's like to be a woman. And I said, how are you?
I'm sorry, I don't buy this one.
This is insane.
I don't buy this one at all.
This is insane.
I'm trying, but he's got to work a little bit harder to get me.
But nonetheless, it's insane. To sit there and be like, so I yelled at someone aggressively, and then her boyfriend came in and started treating me like I'm a man or something.
Gonna lecture me about what my life is like. And he goes, well, you know all about mansplaining, don't you? And I said, excuse me?
All women think about the bulge. Normalize the bulge. We are normalizing the bulge.
I think he's giving himself a little bit too much credit by saying elephant in the room when referring to his bulge. I would refer to something a little bit smaller in size as far as a mammal goes.
You know a word that rarely crosses women's mouths? Bulge.
I don't think I've ever used the word bulge.
It's a very rare word.
Referring to anything on my body.
It's a very rare word for women to have used.
Bulging buttocks? No, we don't use bulging. But you know what I did notice?
Bulge.
Dylan Mulvaney did come up with an excellent way of gaining a fan base.
How so?
Days of girlhood.
Yeah.
You put on the act, you put on the clothes, you put on the makeup, you say the same kind of things that they say.
You act all sweet and innocent. It's kind of the reason I told you I think they're like very mindful, very demure. The reason I think it's funny is because it feels like everyone's just making fun of that video. And that's how it feels with Dylan Mulvaney.
The transgender guy? It's such a troll of a caricature of a woman.
That's exactly what that is.
It's like 1950s woman.
See how I sketch in silence. Very mindful. Very demure. See how I don't talk out of place.
Who is saying that is a man who wants other women to
adhere to what they think it means to be a woman.
They want to mimic it and put it online because it makes them look popular because they're doing a trend. But it's actually putting them in their place, which is kind of like back in the kitchen. Making them very silent, very demure.
Very out of the way. Very mindful. Very demure.
I mean, if men really wanted to get ahead in this world where we pretty much tell them, you know, you're the bad guy, what better way to do it than to dress like a woman? And then do all these things that kind of manipulate women into putting them back in their place.
Bulge. Having a bulge doesn't magically make you a man. Having a bulge doesn't negate your womanhood.
Well, he kind of is right, because if I put a,
Sock in your pants?
Yeah, like a couple of socks in my pants, I have a bulge, but I'm still a woman.
You'd have a couple of bulges and you're putting a couple of socks in your pants randomly.
Well, listen, sometimes women have issues with multiple bulges, not just one.
I thought women had camel toe. That's the most bulging I've seen.
Well, I mean, if the labias are large enough.
That's so sad.
Quite.
A lot of us women still have our bits and pieces, and that's okay. So I think we really need to start changing the language and discourse around this issue and start normalizing it. Bye, everyone.
Start agreeing with what I'm doing because you're kind of bigoted, and that's how I want to talk about you.
This is also a good way. 1950s ladies, you know, because it's like, oh, Mr. Darcy, hello. Hello. With that mid-Atlantic accent they had back in the...
Whatever you say, boss.
Very, very characteristic. I feel like I'm in a movie.
Whatever you say, boss.
Next one, day 10 of being a girl, the power of makeup.
Was that day 9? Hang on, click on day 9 first. Put on day 9.
I don't think that was day 9. We have to get there first, okay?
No.
This is a journey.
No.
Hey everyone, so it's day 10 of being a girl, and I am feeling fabulous. I think one thing that helps is just waking up and doing my makeup every day, getting pretty, really makes me feel like the strong, independent.
Those caterpillars do not make anyone look pretty. Yo, the step 1 of being a girl is fucking shave those down. Called chop chop lawnmower season, but I thought that was helpful criticism.
He kind of seems dead behind the eyes.
Never trust someone who doesn't have an emotion in their face.
Very...
Missing?
Yeah, empty. Soulless, maybe? Something. Something's going on behind those eyes.
Or is it nothing?
Woman that I am. I don't need anybody's help. I can do everything on my own.
Psycho killer.
Sad. Like sad. He seems really sad. That's the only way I could put it.
Do you think that someone who would seek to change out this much of who they are is a happy person?
No, I don't think so at all.
I agree.
And having a face full of makeup really helps me feel and embody that strong woman that I feel like on the inside. So, if you know what I'm talking about, drop a comment. Bye, everyone. Hey, everyone.
Is he wearing a halter top?
Is he special? I don't mean that in any offensive way. I really want to know before I go into this.
Have you ever met somebody who's faked their death before?
Not necessarily, but I feel like they might be special.
Everyone, so not sure if you knew, but normally I wear contacts, but I ran out, so today I'm in glasses. I just got back from the gym, and I just want to say one thing I am truly grateful for is Planet Fitness. They have been awesome during my transition. Ever since I talked to management and let them know I was transitioning, they let me use the locker room that I identify with. So they have been fantastic.
That's in our locker rooms.
You identify with the locker room?
I'm more shocked about the obvious male attire with the full-on beard. And you're trying to tell me that you feel like a woman. As a woman, if I have one hair on my chin, I feel uncomfortable. You're telling me as a woman, you can go out with a full beard and not feel self-conscious? That is the exact opposite of gender dysphoria. No.
I mean, if he was going to do a video about going to a gym, the best one would be to refer to Planet Fitness. Because that's the one that has the most controversy revolving around men being in women's locker rooms.
Go a long ways in validating me and affirming me and letting me know that that's a safe space for me to exist in.
I guess you don't really need affirming therapists anymore. You could just go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah, because they have to affirm you. Look at everyone else.
Hey everyone! So I just rented one of these shareable bikes and they're kind of useless. I gotta be honest, I hate having my male parts. It's such a drag, no pun intended, and it just really gets in the way and it's super annoying. So I feel like they need to make bikes that are more ergonomic and trans-friendly. So drop a comment and let me know what you think. Bye everyone!
I'm really upset that they don't have a hole in the bike seat for my balls to flop in the wind.
You know, I've never heard of
women
complain about
bike seats
before. I've heard a lot of women complain about them because they're so small. Women usually have bigger bums.
They have different like men and women have different seats technically.
But why are men's bike seats so tiny? They're really tiny.
So you can sling to a side.
So they're not meant to sit on at all.
But is that what you want? Do you want like a hollowed out hole for you to put your Johnson into when you're riding your bike? What are you asking for here?
I'm not entirely sure if that would be more trans female friendly, but I don't think trans woman friendly. But that wouldn't really be trans man friendly because it wouldn't. It would just be for trans.
We'd have an awkward hole just to breeze in our crotch.
Do you think trans men have the same issue with other things?
Like what? They can't use a urinal, obviously.
Well, then we need trans-friendly urinals.
Yeah.
What are those called? Toilets.
Hey everyone! I just wanted to talk today about ways we can use words to make people feel included in the conversation. One of the words I see thrown around a lot that can make people feel left out is the word mother. It's better if we use the term birthing people. There are a lot of people that can give birth that aren't traditional mothers. That includes...
So what do we call them? Semen people?
Sperm donors, obviously.
Ejaculators?
Sperm donors. That's what they already use as a classification.
I mean, I'm all about, referring to someone by their job title, but not by what their body parts do. Kind of defeats the purpose of having synonyms. Like other words for other words, like words for other words.
This is all just messed up.
To be a little bit more specific, but I think the point of words is to be exclusive, so you could
tell what someone's talking about.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
You ever think one day the trans people will have their own language?
They already do.
I know.
Cis people.
I know they're getting there, right? They're in the process of transitioning.
Remember, gay people have their own language too.
To their own language.
Trans men. Another word that I see just tossed around is babies. It's much better if you use a gender non-specific term for children that young until they can decide what their gender is and pick it for themselves. So it's much better if you can use the term babies. That allows them to have autonomy and it allows them to choose their gender instead of just assigning it to them at birth. Another term that I see used a lot.
Wait, baby is gender neutral. He's trying to confuse us.
Yeah, obviously.
Is cervix or womb or uterus. It's much better if you use a more general term like reproductive organs.
Hold on.
We can't use, so can we say penis? Because you took out every female fucking word, but never once did I hear you say you can't say penis.
So we're reverting back to the definitions instead of using the words to define things. We're using the definitions of those words to define things. I mean, if he's trolling, which seems like he is, he's making very good points of what
Accidentally, yeah.
of what the trans radical activists do.
Yep.
Which is trying to change or just completely erase words and revert back to the definitions of them. Instead of saying mother, you're saying like a birthing person. But will a birthing person be too exclusive because men can't give birth? And when I mean men, I mean biological men, not trans men. So it's kind of confusing. It won't work because we need words.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how we get by in the world.
Like, oh, that birthing person right there. Oh, well, not all women give birth, they'll say. So what do we call them then? Individuals with breasts? Well, some trans women don't have breasts. What am I supposed to call the person? Well, some people don't identify as people. Oh, my God. I feel like that's how we would have conversations with those people.
It's all just circular at this point.
It's all just to argue. I feel like it's just to make a lot of noise, but not a lot of sense.
They're bored people. They're bored. They're bored.
Agreed.
So these are just some really small changes that we can make in our vernacular that helps people feel more included in the conversation and not left out. And it just goes a long way. So anyways, try making those changes and let me know how it goes.
Small changes. The last two are my favorites.
Oh, God.
Before we continue on, please like and subscribe to our channel, join our memberships for early access to our videos, uncensored videos, prioritize commenting, and member shoutouts, amongst other things. Also, for our Yellow Alert members, please email us at the Panic Button Podcast. Send us your YouTube handle and the social accounts you want us to follow.
Boom shakalaka.
I just had one of the worst experiences of my life. I decided to go out today for the first time as a woman without makeup. I didn't feel like putting any of it on, having to deal with it. And people were so nasty and mean to me. They were making snide little comments. They were snickering behind my back. And when I went to use the restroom, there was a woman and her daughter, and the woman cursed at me before she stormed out of the restroom. It was the worst experience of my life, and I don't want anyone else to have to go through that.
I was thinking maybe it was the top.
I think it's maybe the fucking face.
Well, he said he didn't want to have to deal with the makeup, but a lot of women don't want to wear makeup.
You know what?
They do anyway.
A lot of trans women don't want to have to put in the work, but they do every single fucking day because they have this thing called gender dysphoria, which makes them uncomfortable for going out without makeup on because they know they can be clocked like that. That's what gender dysphoria really is, which shows that you don't have it because you're crying about a little girl being scared of a grown man in the bathroom.
Okay, here's the last one.
Oh, God.
Hey, everyone. So, I had a date today, and I just need to vent. My date didn't show up, and everything was fine. I've been talking to a girl. I'm only interested in dating women. I'm not interested in dating men. And this morning we were texting back and forth, and I told her I was a trans woman, and she acted like she was fine with it. But I can't help feeling like the reason she didn't show up today is because of that. And it's just my opinion, but I don't think that's okay. I don't think it's okay to not date someone simply because of who they are or how they identify.
Okay.
Isn't the whole reason to date someone because of who they are?
Yeah. You'd have to be attracted to them first.
I'm with someone because of who they are, who is a woman, which is something they are, and also their personality, which is something that they are.
Yeah, that's like getting mad at someone for not wanting to date an asshole.
That's like saying you can't date people for something they aren't. So if you're only into skinny people, well, this person isn't skinny. You have to date them because you can't date people because of things they are or they aren't.
Though the whole point of dating is to date people you're attracted to.
It's to select the person that is best for you.
If you're dating someone that you don't want to be dating, wouldn't that just be kidnapping?
Wouldn't that just be
Well, technically, it could be.
like being chained up to a radiator kind of situation? You can cut the rape part and put that part in. There you go.
I don't know if that's the kind of relationship he wants.
No, you want a consensual relationship because you're probably just someone who's lonely.
But yeah, that's Josh Seiter.
He needs better therapy. Probably some time in an institution just to get the meds right. Antipsychotics will do wonders for you, bud.
Yeah. Bye.